I was just gonna handle this shit legally, right? And just hit you. You wanna play games with me? Okay, let's play. You have with the wrong person.
These are the explosive details of how a Los Angeles judge just forced Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner to reveal their secret $6 million settlement with Ray J, and what's been exposed is absolutely wild. After nearly 2 decades of denials, court documents are now painting a completely different picture of how that infamous sex tape really came to light. Let me break down what just happened, because this story has more twists than a soap opera. On March 30th, 2026, Superior Court Judge Steven Ellis made a ruling that Kim and Kris definitely didn't want. They had been desperately trying to keep the details of their 2023 settlement with Ray J under seal, but the judge wasn't having it. He basically said their arguments were too vague and unsupported to justify keeping this information away from the public. But here's where it gets really juicy. The settlement that's now been exposed shows that in April 2023, Kim, Kris, Ray J, and even Ray J's mother, Sonja Norwood, all signed an agreement worth $6 million. This wasn't just some simple payout either. The deal came with a $1 million penalty clause if anyone violated the terms by talking publicly about the sex tape. And according to Ray J, that's exactly what happened just 1 month later, when Season 3 of The Kardashians aired on Hulu. Now, if you're thinking this sounds like a lot of money changing hands for something that supposedly happened without the Kardashians' involvement, you're not alone. Ray J has been claiming for years that the release of that 2007 sex tape wasn't some revenge leak or privacy violation. Instead, he's maintained it was a calculated business partnership between him, Kim, and Kris from day one. The timeline here is crucial. Back in October 2003, Kim and Ray J filmed their intimate moments during Kim's 23rd birthday trip to Cabo San Lucas. At that time, Kim was basically nobody in Hollywood, just known as Robert Kardashian's daughter and Paris Hilton's styling friend. Fast forward to late 2006 when their relationship ended. And suddenly rumors started swirling that a tape was being shopped around. Here's where Ray J's version of events gets interesting. He claims that he, Kim, and Kris all sat down together and strategically planned the tape's release through Vivid Entertainment. According to Ray J, there were actually 3 different tapes recorded, and Kris Jenner personally selected which one would be released because it showed Kim in the most favorable light. Ray J even alleges that Kris encouraged them to make one of the recordings dirtier for better marketability. Vivid Entertainment paid $1 million for the rights to the tape, and it generated $1.4 million in just its first 6 weeks. But the real goldmine wasn't the immediate sales. Just 7 months after the tape's March 2007 release, Keeping Up with the Kardashians premiered on E!, launching one of the most successful reality TV franchises in history. The business strategy, if Ray J is telling the truth, was genius. Kim initially filed a lawsuit against Vivid for invasion of privacy, creating the perfect cover story. Then in April 2007, she quietly dropped the lawsuit and settled for a reported $5 million. This gave her plausible deniability while still profiting massively from the release. Meanwhile, the scandal and subsequent TV show catapulted the entire Kardashian family to mega stardom. But Kim and Kris have always vehemently denied these orchestration claims. In sworn declarations filed in March 2026, Kim stated that Ray J's claim about a planned release with her mother is a lie. Kris was even more emotional in her denial, saying that as a mother, the notion that she orchestrated sex tapes involving her daughter is not only entirely untrue, but deeply offensive and harmful and has haunted me for decades. These aren't just casual denials either. These are sworn court statements. And Ray J's attorney, Howard King, has fired back with some serious accusations. He's claiming that Kim and Kris's sworn statements are demonstrably false and could subject her to criminal perjury prosecution. That's not lawyer talk you hear every day. The drama escalated significantly in 2022 when Ray J gave an explosive interview to the Daily Mail, stating flat out that he's never leaked anything and that it was always a deal and a partnership between Kris Jenner and Kim and me. He even produced what he claimed were contracts and direct messages proving the collaboration. This led to the 2023 settlement that we're just now learning about. But the settlement clearly didn't end the conflict. Ray J has continued making increasingly wild accusations. In September 2025, he went on a Twitch livestream claiming that federal RICO charges were coming for Kim and Kris, comparing the situation to the Diddy case and saying, "The feds is coming, there's nothing I can do about it." These RICO claims led Kim and Kris to file a defamation lawsuit against Ray J in October 2025, which prompted his countersuit in November. Ray J is alleging that the Kardashians breached their settlement agreement by discussing the tape on their Hulu show, triggering that $1 million penalty clause. What makes this situation even more complex is Ray J's current health crisis. He was hospitalized in January 2026 with pneumonia and heart problems, and doctors have diagnosed him with cardiomyopathy, a life-threatening heart condition. Ray J has been open about the fact that doctors have told him he doesn't have long to live, and he said his motivation for pursuing these lawsuits is ensuring his children don't grow up believing their father maliciously leaked a sex tape. His mother, Sonja Norwood, has also jumped into the fray. After Kim and Kris filed their sworn denials in March, Sonja released her own statement saying she's no longer going to sit back and watch her son be attacked when she, Ray J, Kris, Kim, and many others know the truth. The judge's decision to unseal the settlement documents represents a major victory for transparency, but it also raises serious questions about what else might be hidden in the full details of these agreements. While Kim's bank account information remains protected, the core terms of the deal are now public knowledge. What's fascinating is how this case illustrates the clash between celebrity privacy rights and public interest in transparency. Judge Ellis essentially ruled that being famous doesn't give you special privileges to hide potentially newsworthy legal agreements from the public. The implications here go way beyond just this one case. If Ray J's allegations are true, it would mean that one of the most famous celebrity scandals in modern history was actually an elaborate publicity stunt that deceived the public for nearly 20 years. It would also mean that the entire Kardashian empire, now worth billions of dollars, was built on a foundation of calculated deception. On the flip side, if Kim and Kris are telling the truth, then Ray J is essentially conducting a public harassment campaign against them using the court system, potentially committing perjury himself in the process. What we know for certain is that this $6 million settlement exists, that it included strict confidentiality clauses, and that all parties believed the terms were serious enough to include $1 million penalty provisions. We also know that despite this settlement, the conflict has only intensified, with both sides now accusing each other of lying under oath. As this legal battle continues to unfold, one thing is clear. The story of that 2003 sex tape is far from over. With Ray J's health situation adding urgency to his legal claims, and the Kardashians' billion-dollar empire potentially at stake, we're likely to see even more explosive revelations in the months ahead. The judge may have forced them to reveal this settlement, but it feels like we're only seeing the tip of the iceberg.